Hey, moral gamers, welcome back. We're taking a look at Dungeon Defender. This is Dungeon Defender for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. This game is both an action RPG and a tower defense game, a hybridization that has actually worked fairly well here. So let's take a look at this game. What is Dungeon Defender? Well, like I said, action RPG and tower defense. It's going to have elements of both. You choose a character class, there are 4, and once you have a character class, you choose how you want to grow that character. Now first up, we'll start with the classes, and you have an apprentice, you have a squire, you have a huntress, and you have a monk. Your apprentice is going to be like the typical tower defense, where he gets everything that shoots at enemies walking by. It doesn't necessarily block them, but it just sits there shooting at them. The squire, who is actually the easiest one, despite what they say, the squire is going to be your blockade guy. He's going to set up all sorts of ramparts and blockades that enemies can't necessarily cross over. Then you have your huntress, who is your sniper class, and she sets up traps that will spring. And the downside to her, though, is that her traps need to reset, unlike the apprentice and squire, where they just keep working. You finally have the oddest of the classes, and the hardest to play with, as they rightfully say so, which is the monk. And the monk is just odd. He sets up auras, and his auras are spheres that change the way the game plays within that particular sphere. So you can set up spheres that make enemies attack each other, or you can slow them down, depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So how does the game play out? Well, you have between 1 and 3 crystals on a field. You have to protect those crystals from getting destroyed by enemies. How you do this is up to you. It's usually going to involve setting up traps. As you grow your character, your playstyle is going to change, and that's what's going to determine how you overcome these waves of enemies. If you have a character that is more character focused, you're going to grow them so that this way they're the one doing all the damage, they're the one doing all the attacking. Meanwhile, there is the tower characters, and the tower focused characters like I like to use, where your towers are going to do all the damage, all the defending. Your character is pretty much just sitting there as a boss, while your towers are the ones doing all the heavy lifting. Other people actually choose to have a hybrid class, and when you hybrid the two, it's going to be somewhat difficult because you're not necessarily going to be stronger in the tower, you're not necessarily going to be stronger in the character, but the combination of the two may play out interesting, especially as you're playing with teams. And for teams, you can have up to 4 people playing as once. I don't have any 4-player matches to show you at this point because I don't necessarily like playing online at this moment. Most of the time, my tower defense class usually gets picked on a little bit by some of the other people because when I set up a tower, some people just type them down, and I don't like that about the online community. However, if you are a character class, the character classes fare very well online and usually get more respect. I don't care for this too much in the online community, like I said, but that's just the way it is. Still, you can do 4 players hot seat, and in hot seat, you want to be careful that you have a high resolution TV. A 1080p television will help you because the print gets a little small, and especially if you have something larger than 40 inches, it's great because the print gets very small, very fine, which makes it difficult to see. Do I recommend this game? Overall, yes, I do. This is actually a very fun tower defense game. It's got a lame story, though, that involves the 4 characters having older brothers and sisters that basically did the same thing that you're about to do and then wandered off. And in wandering off, an ultimate evil was released that you have to beat in the form of 3 bosses. Yeah, it's a lame story. So what? Trendy didn't put much time into the story. Still, they have some great levels here, and they have a ton of challenges. Each level will have at least 3 challenges in it, and you're talking over 18 levels in the base game. So how does this work? Well, they do things like, hey, one person's a chicken can't die, there you go. Or they do stuff like, hey, no towers. And this is just really going to enrich the game by adding a lot of additional difficulty to it. So this will keep you busy, and at the price tag of $15, it is well worth it. What do I think of this game from a moral standpoint? You have monks setting up Buddhist auras, you have sorcerer's apprentice, you have elves, you have necromancers, you have all sorts of things that basically a religious conservative might say, oh, no, 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 no. This is not for me. So that's something you'll have to ask yourself. As for me personally, because the game is very cartoony and can't be taken seriously, I rather enjoy this one. I actually will play it with my kids, and we sit down and we enjoy it. Even though it's got the E10 plus rating, and they say that there's references to alcohol in there, which I quite honestly haven't seen at all. it is still a fun game, and I do strongly recommend this for families.